This just in, Mega Man accidentally reprogrammed himself with a toaster's firmware and spent the afternoon firing bread slices at Dr. Wily's robots. Don't worry. All you have to think about is supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/playretro.
Game Boy Advance.
No good commercials for this week's game.
Oh, I disagree.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Play Retro. I'm Scott Johnson, one of your hosts. And when I want to drill, I really want to drill. Walls, floors, inside, outside, whatever. I'm coming for you with my pointy drill, and I will do it with a little bit of rumble included, idiot.
Yikes. Yikes. And I'm your other host, Brian Dunaway. And this Game Boy Gas. I'm your other host, Brian Dunaway. And this Game Boy game is really advanced. What with all of this rumbling and timed button mashing, absolutely convincing my family that I done lost my ever-loving mind over here, screaming, "Jill, baby, drill." All right. I'm going to head outside now and chill, baby, chill. Ooh. Yeah. How you doing?
Yeah,
apparently I'm going to hef outside, which is, I don't know what that was.
What do you do when you go heffing? What do you hef?
We miss 1 week and all of a sudden we're rusty and need to, wow.
Yeah, what's going on with that? Why?
Wow.
What happened here, guys? We went to Las Vegas. That's what happened. Well, you didn't, but I thought of you a lot because Tondagosa was there. We talked about you a little bit. Got to spend a little time with Tondagosa. In fact, I got a little photo of us. You want to see us hanging out?
I'm jealous. I love me some Tonda.
I lost the image. Oh, there it is on Imager. That's why I put it there. Here it is. This is a picture of me and Tondagosa hanging out at the karaoke bar. That's my big giant head, and that's him right back there. There he is.
Two nicest people in the whole wide universe right there. And yep. Scott's all up in the camera.
I'm all up in that camera. I can't help it. I got a large head, huge noggin. It's what I got.
Right.
You can't tell on this.
Are your arms long enough to get your whole head in the frame? Is it?
I mean, look
when you're taking selfies.
Look how long that is. Look at the size of that fist. It's not that much. There it is, the size of my head.
Excellent. Good thing your arms are as long as your head is big. Perfect.
That's right.
Nailed it.
It was great to see him, though. I love talking to that guy. He's just cool. He's just cool, man.
Yeah.
Feel like
follow Tondo on Twitch and other places.
Yeah, he's a huge retro nerd.
Yeah,
doesn't get much nerdier than him. But anyway, we had a really great time while we were in Las Vegas, and I spent a bunch of time playing some arcade games, and we had a little arcade competition once again. I lost in the first round, so that was embarrassing. But a lot of people did. I wasn't the only one. And it was a good time. That's all I had time for with my retro life, though, was a little bit of arcade here and there. I put up a short, too, as well on YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and Reels about what I think are the 3 best gaming destinations for arcade gamers in Las Vegas. So go check that out if you get a second over on the YouTube channel. Anyway, great time had by all, Brian. We missed you terribly, but, we did okay. What'd you get up to this week?
I missed you guys as well. Hopefully next year is the plan. And what did I get up to while Scott was away? Brian did play.
Oh shit!
So I was on Woot last week. You remember Woot?
I remember Woot. I think Woot's still a thing, right?
It is. They got purchased by Amazon a couple years ago. That was a bummer, but still, Woot still comes on, and they do these daily deals. And right now they're doing a whole buttload of deals. And one of the deals that came up was the Atari 7800 Plus went on sale. Hot diggity dog, baby. It's a modern version of the original 7800, which was capable of playing your 2600 carts that most of us had. Remember that wood grain 2600 Atari?
Yeah. Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah,
everyone's favorite.
Yeah, that's right. You can take your carts and you can plug it right into the Atari 7800 Plus. Has HDMI out. Uses USB-C for power. You can switch between 4x3 or 16x9, whatever fits your fancy. Comes with an Atari 7800 homebrew game called Crystal Quest, or Bentley Bears Crystal Quest, which is a spiritual successor to the Crystal Caves.
Crystal Caves.
Is that? Oh my God! I'm having a brain fart right on the air.
I'm not actually sure.
Sweet.
I don't remember. Oh my gosh! Hold on. I just noticed you have 2 penny racers on top of that thing. Can we?
Yes,
You buried the headline, Brian. What's going on?
Right. So I got some penny racers up here because that's the second part of the story. By the way, no, you can't load games in this. It only takes carts. Atari sells carts. Get over it. It's a lot of fun. $62, half off on Woot right now. Don't know how much longer that deal is going to last, but typically $130. Do it. But I did get some penny racers. So look at this one over here, this yellow one right here.
It's got a penny.
That one's cool, right?
It's the penny in there. Where's the penny?
The racing stripe.
I don't see the penny.
And these, I ordered these off eBay and $20. They're far from the price that I remember paying as a kid. And this one was not packaged. And you know what I was excited about?
What?
I get so much retro crap all the time. And I just sit in a bubble until I get to streaming, and then I get to share my experiences. So no one at my house gives a rat's poop about my retro stuff, right?
Yeah.
Not a poop is given.
Yeah.
But this penny racer.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah, but where's the penny? There's no penny in it.
Oh, well, I'm going to get to that.
Remember the commercial? You can put a penny in it. Remember?
Oh, you're going to see. That's right. You can put a penny in it, Abe. And so I got this, and it was an instant hit at the house.
Yeah.
Everybody loved it.
Yeah.
And when I was away, they got it and they put it on the floor and they raced it around and they left it on the floor. And then somebody stepped on it.
Damn.
So the reason why there's no penny in here is because it broke this back part where the penny goes in. And so then I said, well, maybe I can super glue it. But apparently now it won't pull back either. So it's broken. And my significant other, who's the one who stepped on it, and it was a hilarious noise too, by the way, because I heard it and I knew exactly what had happened.
Did she squeal or it was just like a crunch?
No, she kind of looked on her foot like, what was that? And then she immediately went to eBay, and I told her, don't do it. Don't go to eBay and try to order me another penny racer. They're like $20. And I'm like, it's not worth it. Don't do it. I had all the joy I needed out of it. You guys actually like something that I had. And so she ordered me a second one.
Aww.
And there is your penny.
It's got a
but
penny
I told her
there.
that was never the value. Never the value. The value was never in the owning of it. It was the sharing of it, which is what I love about retro stuff is sharing those things.
It's a shared experience, but we had it then, we have it again now. That's the way to live. I get it. I like it. That's awesome. Put a penny in it. Damn it. Always the answer.
Look at that. This is my Pitfall game right here.
So is that original Pitfall or is it like 7800?
It is. It's the original Pitfall. Original Pitfall.
Yeah.
Yep. For my 2600. Yeah. Plugs right in. Plays great. I also posted some videos of this. It's a lot of fun. It's a really slick experience. Comes with a wireless remote.
Oh, how is that controller there? Looks pretty gnarly.
Works fine. This is what the original controller looked like.
Good Lord.
And it works just fine. It also works with my CX40. So wireless as well.
Did these exist at the same time as like the NES? Like where were we for 7800?
Yes,
was it?
That's exactly right. It is the NES era was a 7800. And it would play the 2600 carts as well as their own carts, same format. Oh. It would not play the 5200 carts. That was something else. But this has a similar processor to the NES. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's correct.
It's an 8-bit chip. I know that. Here they are.
Right.
Let's see. This came out 86. PAL version 87. $140 new. They'd be 402 today. I
think it was it was on a 6502 processor, I believe.
4K of RAM. Jeez Louises. Yeah. What were we doing? Display 160 by 240, 320 by 240. That's pretty good. 25 colors out of 256.
Yeah.
Its best-selling game was the Pack-In Pole Position 2, and had backwards compatibility with the 2600. But it doesn't say it's using the 5200 processor.
Predecessor. That says.
Oh, I thought it said processor. I'm a dumbass. I'm stupid.
The 5200 what crossed over. So if you had the 5200 machine, you could plug the carts in there, or you could plug them into your 8-bit computer, Atari 8-bit computers.
I forgot about their 16-bit Panther. Do you remember this shit that was coming? Never did.
I only barely remember the Panther, but I am now at a pole position where I might have to finish collecting all the Atari stuff. That's kind of out of what my path was originally, but somewhere along the ways, I've picked up a bunch of Atari stuff, and I'm like, okay, well, I've almost collected them all. Just like Drill Dozer's Pokemons, I almost have collected them all, Scott. So I got to get that one, I suppose.
Atari screwed up, man. They just
they did.
Now there's nostalgia, and you can do these old machines. It's fine. It's all fine, and how we feel about them in a retro way is great. But Atari just did not know where to go next, and they didn't know what to do in the face of competition from Nintendo or anyone else for that matter, because they were about to get blown into oblivion, right? Yeah. And they were never going to make it. And their last attempt was that Jaguar, and that thing was so half-assed and not great.
Yeah.
It just bums me out. We should have in some timeline, there's a modern competition between Nintendo, Sony, and Atari.
Yes.
Ain't no Microsoft in there. Ain't no third party. All this stuff. You got Atari stayed a massive corporation.
Atari makes it. The Apple Pippin becomes a series, and they just they make the next thing. Well,
now you've gone too far. You've gone too far.
Right. You've gone too far.
That Pippin was a bad combo.
Right, we have to talk about that eventually too. And this probably is very representative of what happened to Atari.
Does it smell? Does it have a smell?
Yeah, I don't know if it ever did or not. This is a Parker Brothers game though, and this is Strawberry Shortcake musical matchup, and it is just the most basic. I wouldn't even call it a game. It is literally $29.99 worth of 5 Strawberry Shortcake characters that get mixed up randomly, and then you have to sort their head, body, and legs until they arrange together, and then it'll make a little noise, and they'll play the character's theme song, and then it will show their name, and then you just do it again.
Okay.
You just do it again.
I want to know more about
it again.
I want to know more about that, because my sisters were so into it, and I would get hooked on the smell of like the blueberry girl, whoever that was.
I am. Okay, so me and Scott. And Scott, more than me so much, has been really putting a lot of content on our Play Retro YouTube channel. And we've talked about doing some deep dives on some other retro type things. And I'm telling you, the Strawberry Shortcake story is fascinating from its initial creation of was it work for hire that this person was creating Strawberry Shortcake for greeting cards?
Yeah.
And then, they took her for a ride, and there was a whole court case over it, and she just I don't want to give it away. It's interesting what she decided to do.
Yeah.
In the ruling.
I used to huff on the markers too. Remember the smelly markers? It smelled like food.
Except for the chocolate one.
I don't remember the chocolate one. Was it bad?
Yeah.
It sounds bad.
Chocolate's always a bad idea I love chocolate, but when you try to make imitation chocolate, it stinks in my opinion. And I hate. You ever had chocolate bubble gum?
Oh yeah.
Was Bubblicious made the chocolate bubble gum?
Terrible.
Oh, that was so gross.
Terrible. Yeah, it's not good at all.
The worst. Except for the Dr. Pepper. Some people like that too. Do you like the Dr. Pepper chewing gum?
It's like the flavor lasted like 5. It was like 5 seconds of flavor. It was not that great. It was okay.
Yeah.
You know what I was hooked on for a long time when I was growing up? Gatorade gum. Oh man.
Oh, now Gatorade gum was good.
It was good until the flavor disappeared immediately. But other than that, it was like, I'm getting refreshed by. I totally bought into the marketing. I was like, we just played soccer and I just had some gum and now I feel totally rehydrated, man. It was lame. So lame.
It was awesome.
Somebody brought KFC flavored toothpaste to the event in Vegas.
Oh my God, that's so disgusting.
It was really bad.
Oh,
it also looked like man seed, if you know what I'm saying.
Seed.
Little spermatozoa. That's what I'm trying to get at here. Anyway, it didn't taste like chicken either. So, well, that's cool. Congratulations on your new acquisition, Brian. I think that's fantastic.
I'm telling you, man, I had not planned on it. It just happened to be on Woot. I heard some people told me as well, and I was like, I wasn't going to do it at first. And I had a bunch of people tell me you should get it. I'm like, okay, fine. So I did. It is such a smooth experience.
Plus,
it's
that's a
basic.
Brian ass acquisition if I ever heard of one.
Yeah,
you know?
It's just so basic. I love it.
Yeah,
it does one thing. I always talk about this all the time. I'm like, it does one thing, and it does it really well. I love that.
Yeah, which is sit there and look cool, right?
Just exactly. It holds my penny racers.
All right, well, that's cool. One other piece of news we heard, I just wanted to mention this. Today, this dropped. There has been a bit of a leak that they're going to maybe put out Echo the Dolphin remasters and possibly new Echo the Dolphin games from Sega. Yeah, dude. So this is a thing. It was, let's see, where did they...
Isn't that one of the ones, did they mention that one in their discussion last year? Remember they kept saying, well, we're bringing these properties and we're doing things, remasters. Was Echo the Dolphin one of them?
I don't remember.
The point is, I think it's a great idea, and we need to cover Echo the Dolphin on an upcoming episode.
Well, it's a trademark registration, happened on 12/27/24. People just found it, and it's
in that case,
whole bunch of stuff about Dolphin OCR. Echo name shows up in this thing.
Wait, Dolphin OCR, like is an object character recognition, like when you scan something in.
You know what dolphins are real good at? They look at your legal paperwork and then they can poop it out in text, copyable text. It's fantastic.
That's right.
Yeah, little PDF comes firing out of their ass. I mean, we know they're about to do some stuff, so maybe this is part of their next, push or whatever. But I'm really curious about Sega classics and delisted stuff lately. I want to know what's going on. I want to see the plan. I'm not even saying it's going to be a good plan. I just want to see it so I know whether I want to buy into it or not. Yeah, and it is Echo ECCO for those looking that up. All right. I don't know why they did that. They spelled it with 2 C's because they wanted to de-educate an entire generation of kids. Nice job, Sega. Yeah, nice job.
They asked him what his name was, and he said,
yeah.
Yeah.
And then they said, wait, you're a monkey. And then they said, yep, all right, the monkey's in again. All right, well, we have done all that we can do there. But what we can do now is talk about our main topic.
Shall we play a game?
That topic being Drill Dozer. And you might say, Scott, what the hell's Drill Dozer? And I would say to you, you have missed out. And you should listen. And you should seek out Drill Dozer. Because I'm of the opinion it is one of the greatest games ever made by the company Game Freak. It's one of my favorite GBA games, if not the best GBA game. And deserves way more notoriety than it ever got. The problem is it came out so late in the life cycle of the Game Boy Advance. We're talking 2005. Xbox 360 is here.
DSs by then, right?
Yeah, DSs were a year before. You had the new consoles out that year. So you had both PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 came out in 2005. You had a whole new wave of stuff. And everybody was like, cool, shiny stuff. And they looked away from the GBA, and they shouldn't have, because Drill Dozer freaking rules. And we're going to talk all about it. Now, you had not touched this or played this prior to our discussion, right?
I want to say that when you said, hey, let's cover Drill Dozer, I said, what? Because I knew nothing about Drill Dozer. I had no clue. I did not. By the time the DS came along, I was like on, and I didn't know anything about the GBA games coming out after that. But I'm glad you told me, because I had a blast this week, even if this may be one of the hardest games we've had to emulate to its fullest.
Oh, really? I had no trouble with it on.
You probably didn't have any trouble just playing the game, because you can find the ROMs in different places. Nintendo has not put them on their GBA store or anything like that.
Right.
The problem is, if you do not own the cart, it is very expensive to get the cart.
Oh, the cart is very expensive. Yeah, because that has a built-in rumble in the damn thing.
And so in between, I ordered something called Easy Flash. It is an SD card, and you can put it in your Game Boy Advance if you have one. It allows you to put ROMs on there, and I put the Drill Dozer ROM on here, and I played it on my Analog Pocket, so I got the full rumble effect, and it is a different game with the rumble. It really is.
Yeah, you feel
really
it. I remember at the time I had it on SP, Game Boy Advance SP, and that thing made the handheld, for the first time ever, a handheld felt like I had motion, like some kind of real motion. And when that drill went into enemies or into the wall or some kind of obstacle, it had enough fidelity to the rumble to feel like it had a ramp up when you would gear up, because there's this gear up mechanic. And you have to kind of time it right or whatever. The feeling of the rumble at the time anyway helped the gameplay. Like you felt where you were supposed to be more than you saw where you were supposed to be. You can still do it. Okay. So you can load this up on your Steam Deck or whatever, and it'll work fine. Still a good time, still a fantastic game. But Brian's right. What made that cart, I don't know, extra special, because I think the game's great without it, but extra special, I think, is putting in a rumble cart in that thing, which is crazy.
Yeah. And you can do this as well if you're playing on your PC. But once again, there's just so many components to make this game work perfectly. It's the screen size, because it's got amazing sprite work, but it doesn't scale very well. So even if you scale it up, if you play it on the computer, you're going to be kind of a little bit disappointed in how it looks. At least I was. You can play several of the emulators do have the ability to use rumble on whatever controller. Let's say you have an Xbox controller or a PS5 or something, you get that rumble effect. So you'll get it there, but it's not really the same. There's something so unique about having those two shoulder buttons on a GBA style system and the way it rumbles in your hand. I mean, it was custom made for this,
for this game.
System.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think Nintendo was counting on the fact that Game Freak was between very successful Pokemon games, and they thought, well, everyone will know Game Freak, so they're going to all buy this game like crazy, and this will be a great tail end to the life cycle of the GBA. Problem is, nobody really knows. Most people think Nintendo makes Pokemon games. They don't know that Game Freak does. The marketing has ruined that for us. So we know it as adults, but when you were a lot younger and you were checking out Pokemon for the first time, nobody knew who Game Freak was.
No.
So it didn't really work.
I thought that they helped Nintendo is what I thought. Yeah. I was like, oh, look, these guys help Nintendo. They're a bunch of Game Freaks.
So the best way to describe this thing is like an action platformer. All right. And again, like we said, made by the Pokemon series creators, Game Freak. It was published by Nintendo. So they had a big hand in it. Released in 2005 in Japan. 2006 here. So we're like actually a year into new consoles over here. So it's super late in the game. But anyway, you play as Jill. Like Jill. The daughter of a notorious bandit boss. After her father is injured, Jill takes over the gang and pilots.
I call it Drill Dozer, by the way.
Drill Dozer is amazing. That's a great way of calling it. Yeah. They should have called it Jill Dozer. Maybe that's Jill why, because now I can't say it.
Drill Dozer.
Anyway, the whole thing is you got to steal this red diamond thing that belonged to her late mother. There's all story there about family, this and that, and you ride this mech, and the mech gets better and better over time in the game. So you upgrade the thing constantly. This drill mechanic, super interesting. It's basically this core gameplay of the game, centers around you drilling to attack enemies, to break through barriers, solve puzzles. You can drill left or right, and then later in the game, you can upgrade to get stronger gears, like I was saying. And those gears make it so you can drill through harder obstacles, stuff you couldn't get through the first time. Enemies, kill enemies faster, that kind of thing. Works really well. It sounds a little nuts, but it actually really works. What I loved about it was probably the level design. The level design is incredible. Lots of exploration. There's platforming. There's boss battles. And it all comes down to using that drill and using it creatively and like kind of figuring shit out on your own without, having to have your handheld. And it's really rewarding game in that regard.
It's real convenient that all the problems in this game can be solved with a drill. I think that's pretty smart.
It is pretty smart, right? They really leaned into the single mechanic will be our game and made it so well. Like most of the time that can be a very shallow experience. But they basically just said, all right, we have a drill. Now let's build a world around that drill and get creative with the world, because the drill can do what the drill does. But what will the world do around the drill? I mean, I really think that's the kind of design thinking they're using here. And it's really great. I mean, the visual style I really like. The graphics are nice and colorful. Lots of, nice aesthetics, smooth animation, kind of banging soundtrack. All that stuff's good. But what really wins it for me is the level design. And I actually think the story is really compelling. Like, it's actually fun to see that through. And, you want to see this girl succeed. Drill Dozer.
Yeah. For some reason, it's a really weird ask, but they're kind of like pirates of some sort. So they're all like a gang. So the way the story is, I don't know if it's translation or what it is, but basically the story unfolds like they've kidnapped her dad or they did something to her dad. I don't remember exactly what happened there, but they took the red diamond from the gang.
He got hurt
by a rival gang.
Yeah, so the bandit,
Right.
the bandit from the other gang, and he's not a good dude. Her dad's a bandit boss guy. That's what they call him in the manual.
Yeah, bandit. Yeah.
So
it's
he's
kinda
not
like
a good
pirates,
dude,
right?
Yeah, they're kind of like pirates. She's
Yeah.
not exactly working in a whatever. This world is nothing but jerks trying to outdo each other. That's the bottom
Yes.
line. So
You stole my
family's
treasure.
family. Her dad got hurt. She's got to go retrieve this thing. It's her mom's jewel. It's a little loose, but it works. It works for the world you're in, and man, is it fun. Gosh dang it, this game is fun. I cannot say enough about it. I'll play a little audio from it here and see. Get a little volume going. I mean, you know what it reminds me of? It sounds like you're in like a Japanese arcade, and there's like, I don't know, 100 claw machines and a couple hundred Dance Revolutions in the corner. Like the whole game has just got this vibe of very raucous
Upbeat vibe.
Yeah,
right? It's
upbeat Japanese
upbeat.
arcade culture stuff. Yeah, for sure.
It's exciting. I felt like I never got exhausted, but I constantly felt like I was a little bit excited, constantly going through this. Partially because you got to be on your toes with this timing thing with the drill, because you have gears you collect as you go through the stages, and you collect up to 3 gears until you have to go get some mini boss and fight the boss. You finish that area, then they take away everything. Right, so you have to start over again in the next area, and so. But it's this really good game loop that just keeps you engaged, and I totally got where you were really loving this. I fell in love this week with it. I love Jill. She's so silly with her little mech, her little drill mech,
her stupid pigtails. Look at those things.
Her stupid pigtails. But what I don't like is I don't like the big giant.
Oh, you don't like the gear interface, do you?
I don't like the gear interface thing that pops up and it hides. I mean, it's transparent, but
it's pretty it's pretty in your face. I'll agree with that. The thing is, they definitely could have made that a more subtle thing in the corner. That didn't have to be such a prominent UI thing. I think with the Rumble Pack, it's somehow
you don't need it.
You don't really need it, right? Like.
Yeah, you can feel it.
I wish it's the kind of thing where if it existed now, I feel like they'd let you turn that off. This is a new game. It'd be like an option.
That's exactly what I was thinking about when I was playing. I was like, is there an option to turn this off? I looked, there was not.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of disappointed. But it is interesting because it keeps it active, because when you first start drilling, you don't have to worry too much about your timing. You just got to worry about drilling. You get that second gear, you got to like in the middle, you've got to let go of the trigger and hit it again to shift the gear into the next level.
Yeah, it's a little like a gearbox, kind of like you would.
Yeah, it's like a little
car.
gearbox, like you're shifting it. Yeah, and once you get to that, I kept losing my timing because they would take all my stuff away. I had to work my way back up, and I'd get used to not doing it, and then I had to start doing it again, and my fingers were cramping up.
Oh yeah, you can definitely, like, depending on the device you're using.
Yeah,
like you said, you're using those triggers a ton, and if you've got an unergonomic device combination, you're going to be achy after playing this game. I still say it's worth it.
A good fit.
Yeah, GBA was good. I played it on what I played on last year.
You said the SP, you said, or where'd you play it this time?
I beat it originally on the SP, beat it there.
Right.
Beat it last year on, I may have just played that on my PC. I can't remember where I played it.
It's a pretty short game. Was it like 6 hours or something like that? I mean,
something like that.
A long game.
It's not super long. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It feels about right to me. And on a regular full-size controller, something like this 8-bit dude controller, that's a much more comfortable way to play this game. You've got regular triggers, but they're nicely spread out. They're made for man hands, not the little kid hands. So there's a lot of reasons why I would recommend doing this with a bigger controller if you can manage it. But it is just, I think, one of the most delightful games I ever played, ever. I love it. And this is one of the only games I've beaten 3 times. 3 freaking times I beat this game. That's nuts.
3 times.
Scott doesn't do that. Scott barely finishes any games. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, Game Freak was bored with the Pokemon mechanics, right? I mean, they're grinding them out. I mean, sure, they like doing the Game Freak likes doing the Pokemons, of course. It's their bread and butter.
Yeah, big money they make on those things.
Yeah, whenever they get a chance to break out of that, they're like, "Oh my god, let's not do anything like Pokemon. Let's come up with a whole new game mechanic and kind of have some fun."
Yeah,
and
that's what they did. I wish they'd have made more, but the problem is sales on this thing. Oh, here's a cool boss fight. Sales on this thing were not great. Again, it's life cycle time. Oh, this is another thing I like. In the boss battles, often the mechanic for where you want to be drilling is like a hole in something. So like at the front end of this thing, it fires 2 missiles. Now it's an empty hole, and you got to get in there and drill that shit. You know what I mean?
Like I said, every problem is solved with a drill.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Which I'm a huge fan of. But yeah, boss fights are really unique and interesting. And had this game come out early in the life cycle of this device, I think it would have seen more play. Would have had maybe a sequel. We would have just had more love for it. As it stands right now, it's kind of a lost gem. A lot of people just don't know it existed. And you should rectify that, people. Like, try to find it. And like Brian said, the carts are very expensive because of the Rumble Pack thing. That's just rare. I don't think they made too many games that did that at all. Was this the only one?
We're going to talk about that next. Some of the unique games that were available for the Game Boy Advance.
I just remember like the Twisty one, or WarioWare Twisted used the gyroscope. Gyroscope, and that was built into the cartridge as well. And that's kind of a problem today, because if you're just looking to emulate that game now, Twisted anyway, the original's fine, Micro or Mega Machine, whatever it's called. But the second one, Twisted, a little bit trickier because a lot of those mini games require movement. You can't do it. You can't fake it.
You can't do it. You can't fake it, baby.
You can't do it. I'm too fat. Stay on target.
Now, and
sorry.
So you would actually play. So we talk about the Game Boy cart and stuff, but you could get this at one point in time on the Wii U eShop. Unfortunately, if you didn't pick it up for the end of 2023 when they shut the store down, you can't buy it now. You could then, if you have it somewhere on a system somewhere, excellent, good for you. You could play it, good for you. You could play it on your little. I would love to play it on the what do they call the Wii U gamepad thing? I would love to have played it on the gamepad. That would be pretty cool.
Oh, hell yeah. That would have been great on there, I'll bet. I didn't even know it was on the virtual console there. But but it's a thing that should be on the current one. Well, I guess they just started doing GBA, so maybe it'll come there.
It's the best. Yeah, they did just start doing the GBA. I just don't know if there's going to be enough demand for that, even though it'd be really cool. And why not? You got some rumble already in there in those Joy-Cons. But I will tell you this, the most expensive way to play it is go out and get yourself a Game Boy player to strap onto your GameCube, which is not terribly expensive until you try to get the CD, which is really expensive, over $100 typically, 150, plus the player, 50,
not cheap,
plus the game, between 100 150. So you're like $300 in to play it on the GameCube. But you can play it on your TV. Bonus.
Yeah, TVs are cool.
Who doesn't want to play it? Yeah.
I mean, I would rather play it. Okay, I'm familiar with televisions. I think they're pretty cool.
Right.
But
I think
for me, this is a sit on a couch and have it in your hand kind of game for me.
It absolutely is. The sprite work is brilliant at its size. And when you upsize it, I love the Skulker. The Skulkers are trash. But did you see her dad in the hospital bed because they beat him up and everything? And that was, I love that.
Poor guy. I mean, there's a bunch of story here. It's interesting. Hilarious. It's not like, what's the word? It's got like some serious overtones, but it also is goofy as shit. So it's like this weird combo of those things.
It is so early 2000s cartoons. I mean, it is. I love it.
Oh, it may as well be. This is a very like Nickelodeon era, Cartoon Network era looking game for sure.
Yeah, that
era of like, I don't know, Powerpuff Girls sort of vibes.
Yeah. Oh, totally Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, it's good stuff though. Yeah. The one on the Wii U shop, which is now closed down.
Yeah, I can't get it.
I mean, it feels like Nintendo should have parity with their new service with stuff that used to be available. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially stuff they own or publish. They publish this. They own the rights to it.
Yeah, they publish this.
So it's not like they have to wait for some third party to get their shit together. Just freaking do it.
I think this is a no-brainer. I think we need some Drill Dozer in our life. I just don't understand why they didn't put it in the store. I don't know. Maybe there's some kind of complication where they're like, we don't have the rumble in the emulation. Leave us alone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It didn't sell that well the first time. What makes you think it's going to sell well this time, people?
This is the Nintendo attitude, though. The preservation is what we're looking for of things that are unique and interesting, things we maybe missed. You know, it can't all be just the mega hits. It can't all just be Super Mario World. That's great.
Yeah.
Awesome game, no doubt. But there's a lot of really cool stuff that just missed people, you know? So
Yeah. Like I said, like I told you, I never even heard of Drill Dozer until you brought it up, and
oh, it's so good.
I'll admit, I was like, "Oh Jesus, what is this?"
Yeah, you got to play it to love it. You have to see. You got to get into it.
I'm glad you pulled up this particular scene they're playing right now in this stage. I played a little bit of the water world. I kind of skipped around a little bit. Each area, you have to drill boxes because everything's solved with a drill. The one thing that's not solved with a drill is drilling into yellow jelly for some reason. There's like these cubes of yellow jelly, and you have to drill into them in order to then toss yourself back onto levels for some platforming.
Yeah, they're like rubber. They're like rubber cubes. Like you hit them, and if you drill them enough power, like she only did one gear there, so she's got to do it. She got to get rid of this block first, but you're gonna have to do full 3 gears on that jelly, or you're not gonna get out of it. So you have to time it just right. Bam, bam. Oh, there you go. I did it in 2. So it kind of depends. Some of them are different. Some are more or less difficult. And there's more and more of that kind of thing later, like lots of little elevators that you have to like screw into the elevator thing and time your gears just right. It'll drop you.
Wait. How do you open an elevator?
You have to
drill it.
You got to screw
Get
it.
out of
You
here.
got to screw it with your drill, man.
You got to drill it.
Yeah.
It is an extension of your body. This driller game it's a real driller. And I didn't play it, but I looked up. I was like, oh well. I got to play a pretty good bit of it, but I didn't, I wouldn't be able to finish it. So I was like, what's the thing people hated the most? And I think most people hated the part where she has to have like a propeller or something. She has to use the drill so she can fly. And I'm like, because that's one of the things that you can't do with a drill, right?
All right.
I mean, other stuff makes sense. You drill into it, but trying to fly with your drill. Come on.
It's a world where the drills they really just took over society. Like it's everything.
Yeah.
There's no.
It's not drilling. That's spinning.
It's spinning.
That's not the same.
Sit and they don't say sit and drill, do they? They don't say that.
No.
It's also very phallic, but anyway, whatever. And it's a mech. I like mechs of any kind, in any sort. You give me a mech, I'm all in.
Yeah.
On mechs.
You know what I didn't like though?
What's that?
This is something I don't like in general about Japanese games. Is the punch drunk. I hate when they make me like do something where my character is like it takes a while for them to get over whatever impact they had. I'm like, that's not how Americans make entertainment.
What do you mean? To explain yourself.
All right, so in the very beginning of this game, you fall through you drill a little bit and then you fall through and you crash, right? And they call you to see if you're okay remotely from their trash truck, I suppose.
Yeah.
And you're all got like stars around your head. And so you'll do a little bit of drilling and then your character will like have to sit there and pant for a minute or two while they tell a little bit of storyline. I'm like,
you don't like that, eh? You don't like the pause and the story and stuff?
I don't mind pausing the stories. I just don't like the fact that they're like, I'm stunned. That's why we got to have this story point for a minute. And I'm like, come on.
I don't mind it, especially for the era, but I kind of feel that way about newer stuff. When new games do that, I'm going to be like, oh, come on, we're over this by now. Let's not do it this way. Look at this. She's trying to find her way. Oh, she's going to go down. She's going to go drill that crack.
Oh, yeah. There's some stuff to teach you later on. It's like, platforming 101 where it's, I need to look down. And so they teach you even that part. It's
yeah.
like
they kind of tutorialize it all a bit.
Yeah.
In actually playing it, which I'm fine with. I'm cool with that. Whoop, there's one of those little drill elevators. You got to drill into the hole and then it'll, hold on, Brian. I got to tell you a thing about drilling. You got to drill.
Think about the drilling. You got a problem?
Drill it. If you need the A team, drill them. I mean, everything you do in this game, drill it.
I will reiterate what you said about the level design. I think it's a lot of fun and it's very clear. They keep you kind of corralled in on your path.
Yeah.
So I didn't really feel like I need a map or anything. I kind of
no, not really a Metroid. It's not a Metroidvania in that way. right? Not a lot
You
of
may have to
backtracking.
backtrack some,
Little
but
bit,
you don't
but
get
not-
lost.
Yeah, a little bit, but not a ton. It's not like the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
But you're right, and that's why I recommend it for people who are maybe a little wary on non-handholdy Metroidvanias. They tend to be harder than is fun these days.
Yeah.
We've learned some things since then. Although some people like just the harder the better, and I don't want to take away their fun, but it's just not my jam. But this is a little bit more like, hey, you solved the room. Go ahead. You're done in here. Okay, now new room, new things to solve. How am I going to do this? Solve it. Get the F out. Do it again. It's just got a really good loop. There you go. That's the word I was trying to find. It's a freaking loop.
We didn't even talk about the fact that there's a currency you collect because you can make some minor upgrades that makes everything perform a little bit better. I didn't run into any place where I felt like I invested incorrectly and now I can't beat a boss. I felt like every time I went against a boss, even when they doubled up that boss, I was like, yeah, it's still all about timing. The game is all about the timing.
Yeah, the boss fights are phases. They do them in phases. Usually 3 phases, like your typical thing. You'll do it one way for the first phase. Next phase gets a little harder, or they throw extra stuff in there. It's what you think it is for that era of boss fights. It's actually my favorite kind of thing because I just know what to expect, and I know that I'm probably going to fail a little bit and go, oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay, he stopped midway through this. He shoots or something, so I need to duck right then. And then get those patterns down, and then bam, you've got it. Then you move on. It's a satisfying loop that never overstays its welcome. It never feels it feels challenging, but not hard. If that makes sense.
Right.
It's not punishing. It's just challenging.
It's true.
Yeah. It's really good. People should play it. Play this damn game, you guys. It's really good.
Play Drill Dozer.
Jill Dozer and her friend Jack Dozer.
Any way you can. I really do feel like there was a value added to me playing on my analog pocket using the Easy Flash. You don't have to have an analog pocket. You just have to have something that is capable of playing Game Boy Advance cartridges. And I feel like the rumble is essential.
Yeah, I think so too.
This game to its fullest.
I think so too. I think if you have that rumble, you are going to have overall. I'll say you're going to have a 15% increased good time.
And I spent a 200% price increase to get that experience.
Exactly.
It's Easy Flash. My options were I was like, oh well, I guess I could order Drill Dozer. Like I think I was seeing it like someplace. I saw a few people have it for like $80 or so or $90, and I was like, maybe. Or for that same price, I can order the Easy Flash, and then I can play all these other kind of weird things potentially with rumbles, like the Pokemon pinball. Also had a Ruby and Sapphire. It also had a rumble. It had to use it used the AAA battery though, I think.
I think that was AAA. I think that's right. Which is annoying. I don't want that. Who wants that?
Right. You don't want that. No. You don't want none of that. But that was definitely by far the best experience. And I want to talk just a minute about the thing that I want to get, and I don't know how I'm ever going to experience it unless somebody helps me out.
How's that?
Hideo Kojima, his team made something called Boktai, The Sun is in Your Hand. I knew nothing about this, but it's a game with a cartridge that has a solar sensor on it.
Oh my gosh. Dude.
And it requires you to have sunlight to charge the in-game weapons. Hideo Kojima
and his sunlight needs.
Yeah, that's on brand for him.
Yeah.
So you couldn't sit in the dark and play this game, I suppose. He's like, go outside and enjoy.
Yeah, that's a weird one, isn't it? That's a weird one because the screens are terrible outside.
Yeah, they're terrible outside.
Notoriously bad. Outside. Phones even modern day phones aren't that great outside. They're okay, but they're not not perfect,
No.
So go out there and get some sun, get some of that D, that vitamin D.
Get some of that D. And I'm probably spelling Boktai wrong, but the subtitle is The Sun is in Your Hand.
Boktai sounds like something I want to order next time I go to my favorite Chinese restaurant. I'll have the Boktai, and can I get that with wasabi on the side?
Yeah, can I have the Boktai on the patio where I can get some sun?
Oh, I'm thinking of bok choy. That's what I'm thinking of.
Ooh,
it's like a vegetable thing. It's like whatever that is. It's like cabbage adjacent. Anyway, there you have it. There's that. A couple other things. This Europe never got one. So they don't know what they missed out on. So all you Europeans, you have no idea. Yeah.
The Wraith is right. We were thinking wrong. The Game Boy only worked outside because you needed that stupid worm light, or you had to have some kind of back. Because it didn't have a backlight, right?
Well,
until the SP that we started getting the backlights, right?
You said yes. Well, no, that's not exactly. Well, hold on. I think you're right. Yeah, the standard wide body one of the GBA never had any backlight at all. I don't think. And then the SPs came along and they definitely added it. But once that happened, I kind of gave up on anything else. It's like, this is the only way I'm ever going to play this again. But even then, outside, they get washed out. They're just crappy LEDs. They're not good. These aren't OLEDs with like massive, glare. What's the word? Anti-glare or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. You're going to be so excited when I send you this Amber Nick.
Oh, that one, yeah, and that's backlit because we live in the 21st damn century.
Because we live in the times of that.
What do you think about because of those tariffs? They're not going to, Ambernick's like, we're slowing down all our shipments to the U.S. for now until they figure out.
Yeah, they I'm assuming they preloaded their U.S. warehouse, including some of their warehousing they do with Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully before there'll be a deal struck before there becomes a shortage. We'll just have to see how all that works out, won't we?
It will either get better,
retro gamers, or
it'll get real stupid. One or the other. It's already pretty stupid.
Yeah, I can't wait to order my next device off the black market. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I'm going dark web on this one. You know what? I've never.
Right.
I don't even know where the dark web is. I don't know what that is. That sounds like bullshit made up by a news channel. But I'm gonna do it. I'm going in dark web. I'm gonna give you some Bitcoin to buy something. I'm gonna it'll be hidden on the blockchain someplace dark in the web where it's dark. Yeah, I'm excited.
You can't play that. You can't play bok tai on the dark web. No way can you.
You can't even eat bok choy on the dark web. You're screwed.
No,
man, I'm making myself hungry. And by the way, I said Chinese restaurant. I meant Japanese restaurant. Everybody, calm down. So keep your emails to yourselves. Anyway, what else we got going here? Games that you might play today that are pretty damn close to this. And this is a great recommendation Brian made. I own this game and can confirm the game Pepper Grinder, which was published by Devolver Digital. It's absolutely a kind of game they'd make, but it's not exactly the same. But it's got enough of that DNA that I swear these guys were fans of Drill Dozer.
Absolutely. And most of the problems can be solved by drilling it.
Yeah.
So
it's all drills all the time. It's a little more like wacky and obviously dynamic given what we can do today with our side-scrolling games. But that game is very cool. If you haven't played Drill Dozer, I would definitely check it out. It's got good reviews.
It's about everywhere, right? We looked at it on Steam. I think that's where both of us own it, but I think it's everywhere. I think
it's on consoles and stuff.
Xbox.
I own it on Steam, and I'll tell you the place to play it is your Steam Deck or controller. Do not attempt. I mean, you can play this on a mouse and keyboard, but I would not recommend that.
It's old Pepper Grinder.
Yeah, Pepper Grinder, baby.
Pepper Grinder. Is it a Pepper Grinder she's riding on, or is she also on a drill?
Oh, that's a good question.
Or is it a she?
It's a she.
Even a she?
Yeah, that's a lady. That's her there in the dirt, there in the water. This little animated intro is very nice, actually.
I suspect it's because the name Jill sounds like drill, and I suspect that's the reason why it has to be a Jill.
It's required. You got to have another girl.
Right.
Them's the breaks. But yeah, I would recommend Pepper Grinder quite highly. Some people complain it's too hard, but I don't think it is. I think it's fine.
Oh, wow. You're right. It's too hard.
Get good, noobs. Get good,
noobs.
What else? What was I going to say? I was going to say, so for your first time, let's get because it's your first time and you didn't play, super deep into the game, but give me a rating. Give me like a 5. How many drill bits out of 5 would you rate it?
Out of 5. Okay. So
or 10. You want more granularity? I'll give you 10.
Yeah. Give me 10 because 5 is really tough. I'm going to give me 100 because I'm going to say 85.
That's good.
Game in 85.
I would give it a 90. I'd give it a 93. So I'd go a little higher than you.
93?
But yeah.
Okay. So I give it a B. You give it an A.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. You're a more reasonable teacher. I'm a little overexcited about it. I mean, I think I have
Right.
I think I have just a connection to it that's kind of weird. Like very few people were playing it at the time. It felt cool to be playing a game that the world didn't seem to know existed. They're all busy playing Geometry Wars on their new 360, and I'm in there going, "Yeah, I'm drilling shit with the Drill Dozer." You know,
I think if there had been a Drill Dozer 2, I think it would get a much higher score because they focused so much on the game mechanic. And while there was a story there, it didn't really play a part in the actual game itself. It was there as a backdrop and kind of flavor text, but it didn't really give me much. And I feel like they could have, they really could have figured that out a little better. Maybe a little more variety of bad guys as well. So it missed a few notes, but overall, I mean, if you've never played Drill Dozer, you should experience it. It's a really good game mechanic.
Yeah,
I'm glad I had.
It's real good. If you're sick of Pokemon but you like Game Freak, bingo. All right, well done, everybody. Nice work in general. Let's get over here now to the Guess My Game part of the game show. It's not a game show. It's a show, not a game, but it's a show. We made a game on our own. It's called Guess My Game. We take old audio from an old game. We tell each other what platform and year. The platform could be PC, console, arcade, whatever. And today, we are sticking to those rules. I'm going to start with the platform being the PlayStation 1 and the year being 1998.
Oh, the 1900s, you say?
Yeah, I like the 1980. The 1998 is a big year for me. We had Half-Life, we had StarCraft, we had a bunch of games that are still important today, Ocarina of Time. But there were a few others that were kind of important, and Brian, I'm going to try to stump you about one now. So here we go. PS1, 1998. Here's your audio. I'm going to play the entirety of it because it's a bunch of dialogue. So here you go.
Lord Juzo, please let me die by your sword.
Did you forget? I told you I hate needy women. It would be a shame for you to start now.
Forgive me, my lord. You two finished yet?
All right, you get the idea.
Yeah.
Now, here are your options. Okay. Was that A, Ninja Gaiden, Clan Red? Was it B, Shadow Veil, Wrath of the Silent Blade?
All right.
Was it C, Sankara Dojimo, The Great Dominion?
I like that one.
Or D,
Nice.
Tenchu Stealth Assassins. So again, we have Ninja Gaiden, Clan Red, Shadow Veil, Wrath of the Silent Blade, Senkari Dojimo, The Great Dominion. That one's hard to say. And D, Tenchu Stealth Assassins. What do you think it is?
Well, it sounds like it's got a little humor to it. And I don't remember Ninja Gaiden really being humorous. I don't remember anything about a Shadow Veil.
Well, remember at the time, the humor in these games was often derived from just bad acting.
Yeah.
And I would say that's true of this one.
She's like, "Are you through?" That's pretty fourth wall break. I loved it. That was good. Sankari Dojimo or Tenchu Stealth. When I first started hearing it, I was when it first came on before it got humorous, I thought it was Tenchu Stealth Assassins, and I'm gonna say give me the D.
You're gonna give you the D?
I'm just gonna go with my first because I'm trying to backtrack to C, but you typically you go with your first guess. And
all
so
right.
I'm gonna say D, even though it feels wrong now. I think we're gonna find out.
Well, let's give it a shot. Brian goes out with his solar stuff on his cartridge, and he's gonna get the D. Let's find out if he's correct. Is he right? He's absolutely correct. It is Tenchu Stealth Assassins, which is a fantastic game. All right.
Yeah.
And I would recommend it to anybody if you like stealth games and you like retro games. This is a perfect combination of those. But it's this feudal Japan thing. You're an assassin. I think you can pick between a lady and a dude, if I remember right. I can't remember
Between
for
a lady and a dude.
But you're both part of some clan. You serve this like warlord guy. And it's just great sneaking up on stuff, stabby stealth kills, fantastic stuff. And I think it's made by the who made Tenchu? No, hold on. Tenchu.
Are all the rest of them real games?
Let's see if I can find this. It was made by Acquire, a Japanese game developer. It was originally released in Japan under Sony Music Entertainment. Activision did it here. Let's see. This was their breakout title, one of the first entry. Okay. I thought they went on to do something big, but maybe I don't remember. Anyway, Tenchu, good game still.
All the rest of these are made up, right?
What, the other names?
Maybe.
Every single one of them is an actual made-up game.
All right, good. Because I was like, I don't remember Ninja Gaiden Clan Red.
Yeah. Or
that one kind of threw me off.
My favorite one is the most, I really worked creatively on this. Shadow Veil Wrath of the Silent Blade is made up entirely by me.
That is really good.
Yeah. I was trying to find
you should have named video games in your other job.
You mean, because you could totally see a game like that and not even blink an eye. Be like, oh, of course that exists. And this one Sankara Dojimo, the Great Dominion, I made that up too.
Well, that is beautiful.
I mean, I didn't want to make it too easy because all the other stuff in 98
almost got me too. Yeah. It was one of those things. It's like always go with your first guess.
Yeah, always go with your first. That's the rule.
Yeah,
that's the deal.
Yep.
Hey Brian, let's talk about yours. You got a platform and a year for me?
Absolutely. I've got my Windows machine, and the year is 1994.
Interesting. Let's find out what we got here.
You need a ticket to board the ferry. You can buy one next door.
I'm looking for a young girl. She's being escorted by 2 global clones.
They took a fast boat a little while ago. Destination unknown. You need a ticket to board the...
Can I just say, this is some of the most heinous acting I've ever heard in my life. Really bad.
Fantastic. It was beautiful. Really? I was like, I got to capture this one.
Let's hear him. Walking, probably.
Yeah.
I've added up to my trunk. There are 4 crates in the warehouse that I cannot see.
That sounds so bad.
I love it. Now I've got to play this game, but because I was like, that's one of the things I always do. I'm like, I just go through just down a list, and anything that just sounds hilarious, I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm going to capture that.
All right. Well, what are my options? Because I am a little stumped. I'll admit it.
All right, let's get on our Windows machine from 1994, and let's pick one of these games. Who gave us this amazing audio? Is it A, Dragon Lore, B, Little Big Adventure, C, Marathon, D, Superhero League of Hoboken? All real games on the Windows in 1994.
Oh man. All right. It definitely feels like an adventure game because somebody's walking and then clicking on a guy and he says, I don't know where, and you got to go click on somebody else. Like it's,
I don't know where them ladies are. There were crates in the warehouse.
Yeah. There's a lot of just nonsense, but clearly you're walking around trying to solve something. I don't think it's Well, I know it's not Marathon. Marathon was a shooter. And there's none of that in it. So taking Marathon off the
At least not right then, right?
Well, I mean, Marathon... No, it was like a sci-fi shootery thing. The new one that's coming out is reminds me.
I'm very excited about the new one.
I kind of am. I can't decide. Okay. Dragon Lore, I have no idea. Superhero League of Hoboken? That sounds goofy. It might be
real title.
But I'm inclined to go Little Big Adventure because it sounds like an adventure game. So I'm going to say B. We're going with the big B here. Rolling out the B.
Rolling out the B's. Scott says B, the right answer. Ding.
Woo! Little Big Adventure. What is that? Tell me more about that thing. What is it?
Little Big Adventure is just like you said. It's an adventure, and what you were hearing was him on the dock, and he was getting ready to. Have you seen this? You got to look up the visual stuff.
Okay,
this is what really captured me. It's this really weird looking early 3D looking stuff for all the advertisement, and it's not good. It's not good. But it is kind of like a isometric 3D game.
Okay. Oh, interesting. You play somebody named Twinsen. This is interesting. Little Big Adventure, also known as Relentless Twinsen's Adventure in North America, is an action adventure game developed by Adeline Software International and released for PC in 94, it says. Oh, you said 94.
Yeah.
I was thinking 98, like mine. Let's see. Gained a cult following for its unique world, quirky charm, and ambitious design at the time. And the guy you got to beat in this, his name is Dr. Funfrock, which makes me uncomfortable to say. Dr. Funfrock.
Look at my fun frock.
Yeah, I don't like it. Not a fan.
Yeah.
But basically, okay, let's see. We got video of this. I want to see.
So,
this.
by the way, it's on a planet. It's not Earth, and they literally have two suns. That's why it's called Planet Twin Sun.
Well,
Twin Sun.
Oh, I get it. Twin Suns. I get it now.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to show just a taste of it here, fat folks. Fat folks. Sorry, just regular
Fat folks.
Let's see some audio too. Oh, look at this.
Yeah, look at how he runs. It's a little run animation.
I don't know if I like it.
He's top heavy.
Yeah, he's got a weird like momentum thing going. His legs go without him. So watch this go. Oh, okay, better catch up with the rest of my body. Oh, just do it again. I'm moving again.
Watch out for the razor wire.
And people like this. It says people are into it. Yeah,
people like. I only watched the video, and I laughed, and that was enough for me.
It was plenty for you. Sometimes all you need is a laugh, and that's it. You're good.
Yeah.
All right. Well done to both of us. We both win this week.
I think, were we looking at the enhanced edition?
This might
Is
be.
that the one with yeah, I think that was.
This is a PC DOS.
That
4K.
one looks much better than the one I saw.
This is a PC. This looks like it's been up-res and might be smoothed out or something.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, but for people who like this game, they liked it a lot.
I love it.
All right. Well done, everybody. Now this. Let's welcome a game to retro. Why not Dungeon Lords from 2005, May 1st of that year? Why not? You know?
You're a real Dungeon Lord. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was an old RPG, combined like, fighting action, story shrouded in mystery, betrayal, surprise, customize your character, variety of races, classes, all that fun stuff. You know, magical spells, powerful attacks, warrior types, mages, the whatnot. I never played Dungeon Lords, but I know of it. It's a game that I remember.
And there was a couple I could choose from, and I said, let's go with Dungeon Lords because I want to learn more.
Yeah, why not? I want to learn more too. I don't know anything about this game. Let's take a look at it here.
It's got diabolical foes in it in real-time combat. I did read that.
Looks like it's got a forever character creator. Jeez Louises. Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
looks
this
like all of these
cheesy.
from that time. I like it, though.
So cheesy. You know what I'm playing right now? I caved and I picked it up because too many people told me that I'm missing out on this year's game of the year. I grabbed Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Oh, yeah.
And it is pretty wild how deep that game is. I'm a little blind. And it's not a magic. There's no magic in it. It's just like medieval, swords and stealth and, arrows and all that. But there's no there's no mage shit in there. It's just like, hey, remember the old times? Here we go. It's pretty cool.
I played something very new. People have been telling me to get it, and I bought it a while back and never played it. It's that new game called Repo.
Oh, I got it. You know what? I know you said online that I thought I had it. I don't have it. I need to get Repo.
Oh, you don't have it, dude? We've got to play it. It's
only $9.
Hilariously
right? $10.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's $10. I'm just gonna get it.
Yeah, it's not retro, but they do kind of favor this. It's turned on automatically this kind of pixelation that makes it look kind of all crusty, but definitely does not feel like a retro game necessarily, but it is fun.
So is this just like that other one that took off real big? What was it called? Maybe someone will mention it here. Lethal Company. Yeah, in fact, this review says this game is just Lethal Company, but way better.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm down to check it out. I mean, $10. It's overwhelmingly positively reviewed. 127,000 reviews on for all time. Whoever made this is making money. Holy shit!
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. You basically get dropped off at this, alien looking houses where just these terrifying creatures live, and apparently you've got to repo stuff, and you're kind of like a little minion running around with a little cart picking up stuff, but it's all done with like bad physics.
Yeah.
So you gotta. So it's oh man, it's just waiting something to jump out and get you, and they do.
I'm gonna grab it. It's
I
only
think
$10.
you'll scream a lot. I think, yeah.
Oh, I'll scream. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
This is a guaranteed scream game for me. I won't hold back.
But Gary's mod, kind of like you ever like zapped anything in Gary's mod, where you gotta like lift it and pull it around and stuff. It's kind of like
that stuff. You got like gravity gun type stuff and all that.
Gravity guns, yeah.
I'll do one of these screams. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
Watch for it.
Yeah. Like you're laying an egg.
No, it really does, dude. Wasn't there a good TV show that when it ended, it had a logo at the end that sounded like that? Oh, let me play
I think
it
you're
again.
right. Or my thing, maybe just.
It's like a chicken. Oh, someone will know this.
I don't know.
There's some end show, and maybe it was a cartoon, but when they do the credits and it ends, there was like a guy that went, okay, and then a chicken that went, brr. I don't know if he said okay. Probably not.
He said okay.
He said okay.
Was it Robot Chicken, was it?
It was not Robot Chicken. No, sir, it was not.
All right, just checking.
Yeah,
All right.
it's a good, just chicken or just checking, because either works.
Just chicken.
Just chicken and just chicken. That's good stuff. All right, there you go. That's that. Oh, let's do some listener feedback. I don't know why not. Let's do it.
Welcome to the treasure room.
All right, we're going to talk about a couple of these. These are phone calls. They are voicemails that came to us at voicecast.app/playretro. Here's your first one. This is a guy named Format, and he has a thought about stealth games, and it might remind you of something we've talked about today. So here you go.
Hey, this is Format. You're doing the Thief episode, thinking about stealth games. It reminds me of Tenchu. Tenchu is one of my favorites, or probably on top of my favorites of all stealth type games. Do you guys have any opinions on that?
Now, what's great is this call came in after I had written down Tenchu as a future thing to do to you, to trick you with.
Yeah.
I think at some point maybe Tenchu is something we look at as a game.
I know very little about Tenchu, and I am now adding it to our
put it on our possible list, because they had sequels. They weren't as good as the first one, in my opinion. But they are also different developers,
right?
Than originally made it. But I want to say maybe it was like From Software had people that used to work on Tenchu, and that's where From came from, and From is huge. Or maybe it was the not King's Bounty, King's Quest. What was it called? Shit. King's something.
Kingdom Come.
Oh, I don't remember, dude. It was a cow and chicken.
Who is that?
Sorry, chat room says cow and chicken.
With the peacock thing?
I don't freaking know, dude. I just know if I do it one more time, people are going to unsub, so I'm going to get it out of my system.
Right,
That's the last time you're going to hear it. There you
go. Who recommended that just now? The Tenchu. Who was that again?
Oh, his name is. His name is. Where is it? His name is Format. And I don't know if it's like format or format. I don't know.
Color.
Oh, Kingsfield. Thank you, Tonda. That's it. Kingsfield. I think it's the same people that did Tenchu. I think. And Jerry, Dr. Tolbert says he loved Tenchu too. I remember liking it. I don't know what it was. Something about one just really dove. It just really got its hooks in me. The rest of them, I don't know. I didn't find as good, but who knows?
Okay.
Sorry, Omega 9. He doesn't like my scream. Sorry, buddy.
I'm down to play.
You're down to clown? Excellent. Here's one from Jonathan Gilbert regarding a game he thinks we might want to touch on. Let's hear what he has to say. I'm on the wrong tab. Here it is.
You need that.
That's not it. That's your Guess My Game. Hold on. Here it is.
Hey, Scott and Brian. This is Jonathan Gilbert. I'm curious if either of you have played the game Trackmania. It's a pretty robust game. It originally came out in 2003, so technically qualifies for your retro years. Anyway, it's got a lot of different iterations, different versions of the game. The most recent came out in 2020. It has tens of thousands of people playing on a regular basis. There's an esports competitive scene. There's cheating scandal. There's lots of stuff going on. And even most recently, they had a partnership with Red Bull to do a Red Bull Faster Championship with a €50,000 prize pool that they were able to hand out, which was kind of neat to see it still thriving this many years later. So anyway, just curious to see what your thoughts were on this game and if it was something that you had taken a look at. It's definitely worth it in my opinion. I look forward to hearing what you think. Thanks.
So this game, I knew about Trackmania, and I know about the more moderned up one. I played that a bit.
Right.
This, and it's got like track builders, and the graphics are obviously newer and stuff. But this one we're looking at here, this is the 03 business, and it really like exploded kind of out of nowhere, because really it's just a goofy racer with crazy tracks. It's like not even that, innovative in that regard. But it really took off.
Yeah, and the The big thing was making your own tracks, right? That was I played Trackmania for a little while, but I think I played like the one from 2010.
Yeah, the newer iteration, whenever that was.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's doing now. And I think Ubisoft owns it all now. I think they bought it. I think.
Right.
But anyway, point is, I would not mind diving.
Dibbing in. I like to
digging in. Let's div in. And the reason I want to do that is not so much that, oh, hey, another racing game. Let's talk about how the game played. It's not really what's important in this one. This one is one I want to pull apart and figure out why it has the cultural, like, why people give a shit. Because it's such a weird thing to me how it took off the way it did. So, yeah, we could definitely put this on the list. I like this a lot.
Added Trackmania to our potential list.
Yep. TM stands for trademark, Trackmania, and Turd Monkey. Okay.
Yeah, Jonathan's got a great voice.
Oh, he has a great voice. Jonathan Gilbert. Yeah. He sounds great. He should be doing like radio stuff. Yeah. All right. Our next discussion is going to be all around. I'm so excited about this. The Illusion series: Castle of Illusion, Land of Illusion, Legend of Illusion, Genesis, Game Gear, the SMS. Also, guess what? They have a new game out, or it is coming out. It was on Switch already, but it's coming. And that is supposed to be real good. It's another Illusion titled game. It's obviously a lot later and very different, but people like it. And man, Castle of Illusion in particular, that game, dude.
That's legend. And I'm glad we're finally covering this. This was something that was suggested to us a while back by the person you had saw at Vegas, Tondagosa, and several other people too. And I only played just a bit of Castle of Illusion, and I need to dig deep.
Yeah, they're great. Deep. Castle in particular is the one I think I played entirely when it was out. Everything else I've got bits and pieces here and there. But I also think, the fact that I remember at the time going, wait a minute, they made an IP game based on Mickey Mouse, which really wasn't the heyday of Mickey Mouse. But they somehow pulled it off and made like a really good series of games. That's still crazy to me that they did so well. So we're going to dig into why. Why is that? How much did Capcom have to say? How much did they have their finger in the pie, if you know what I mean? Oh. That sounds dirty. I don't mean it to be.
It's right. There's only one way to solve this puzzle pie, and it's with our fingers.
It's with our finger full of pie. Anyway, that'll be next week. We're going to talk about that. In the meantime, I would like to talk to you folks about patreon.com/playretro. And the reason I'm doing that is because we got a brand new list of people who joined up. Man, I don't know what happened this last week, but people freaking filed in. So here's who we got. We got Taylor Latour. We got a guy with about 50 X's for a name.
Oh.
I don't know what to call that.
Is that 20 or 30 X's? Yes.
It looks like, I don't know. I couldn't count them all. There's so many X's.
I like it.
Bakatomi, Streetbreaker X2, Travis Dixon, Alui, and Michael Marin are all brand new patrons.
Oh.
Yep. They're getting no commercials, Brian. They're getting no ads of any kind. They're getting pre-show content every week, Brian. And guess what else they're getting? Other cool monthly benefits, which should include some Silverhawks coming up. Silverhawks. Anyway.
I can't wait to tally Hawk.
Yeah. Hell yeah. That's Frogpants, frogpants.com/playretro. Hop in there now and be a part of the larger conversation. We're also on Blue Sky now. Play Retro Show on Blue Sky. Go follow us there. We like the blue skies. It's nice over there.
It's nice. It's nice and
it's not as angry as X is.
Yeah, it's not as much as the anger issues.
X is angry. Threads is trying to be X and failing. And Blue Sky's just kind of nice. As the name implies, it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Nice blue sky.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So come join us over there.
I know some of those names too. So thank you, patrons.
Yeah. Thank you guys. You guys are all awesome. Big thanks. Travis is the only one with a normal name. I guess Michael is. So anyway.
What X is it?
Oh, and Tyler. There's 3. Sorry. But that X, how would you even pronounce it? This X guy's name.
X. I think somebody's cat subscribed is what I think happened.
It does look like it, dude.
I want to thank someone's cat.
I want to thank Pretty Paws for joining us. Look how long that is, everybody. Look at that.
It's a chain. It looks like a bracelet.
That's so many X's. It's too many X's. Yeah. All right. All my X's, I'd like to put hexes or whatever, however that goes. All right. That's going to do it for us. Big thanks, everybody, for being here. Please, 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 for all that is holy, go play something retro. And we'll see you next time.
Visit our YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah, YouTube channel. Shit, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
We got our own YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/@ Play Retro Show. Okay?
Do it.
You got to do the ats now. That's how they do new channels over there. It's just the rules. I don't make them. That's a YouTube piece of business, and they do whatever they do. So again, that is youtube.com/@PlayRetroShow, and we have fun stuff happening there, including archives of this very show. All right? That'll do it for us.
So much more.
So much more.
I talked about the 700 plus, and Scott's doing all kinds of crazy my top fives and threes. It's awesome.
It's all, it's an embarrassment of riches, really. That's what's going on.
It really is.
So go enjoy it. Have fun. Stay out of trouble. Play something retro. We'll see you next week.
Those pants are made for frogging, if you know what I mean. I actually don't. Frogpants.com.